My name is Edith Wanjiru Thiong.
I am about 72 years old. I am married. I have 6 children and grandchildren. Now, away back home, where I was born, in a small village, Maihe, that is in Kikuyu constituency, in Kiambu County, and that is where I lived with my parents, being the first child of that family. Now when I came to the age of going to school, we used to go to school to Maihe Primary, where we were with big boys and big girls who could help us on our way, because we were very young, and especially myself, I was very tiny by then. They could escort me to school and back home. And my mother was always grateful to those boys and girls because they loved me. I was very jolly. I liked going to school. That is where I started learning. I could model letters. I could model figures. I knew how to say all the alphabets of head from A to Z. I could count numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. So I learned primary work. I went through and I did common entrance. By then, there was a state of emergency. I joined Rogere Intermediate School after going through that examination for primary work. I enjoyed going through the railway line. It was such a long distance. And sometimes we used to go without lunch. Do you know, of those days, none of those children who are living by then who had 2 clothes, apart from one for school uniform and one for changing at home. And we used to do a lot of work, like fetching water after school, cutting and collecting firewood, and cultivating in the shambas. I did intermediate education from standard 5 up to standard 8, and I did Kenya African primary education. I obtained a certificate. In that school, we were very many girls, but we remained 3 of us who were courageous because we did not drop out on the way. Finally, I had to go out looking for green pastures and, if possible, to earn some money because I was the firstborn, so as to help my parents. You know, those days, there were very many problems and difficulties. Money was very little that somebody could earn. And so I went through that. I started by teaching as a trained teacher. After a while, I managed to apply to go to a teacher's training college at Kamboi, where I went through. After 2 years of teaching, I qualified as a teacher, P3. I went out boasting that now I'm a qualified teacher. I can teach in any school. By then, we had lower primary and upper primary. Mine was specialized in upper primary because I could do homework very well and art. I managed to teach in schools in Kiambu County by then, and finally I landed in Nairobi County. That is where I did most of my work of teaching. I enjoyed teaching very much. Bearing in mind, the little salary that we were getting could not cope with all my needs. Here, with my husband, with our children, I managed, and we managed to carry them through. Now here today, I'm happy to see my children and grandchildren. Very well indeed. My daughter came to me one day and she asked me, "Mom, do you know your health needs to be observed?" By who? Then she said, "Here, I want to introduce you to supplements that you'll be using and will help you to be energetic, and I will live long." She told me about Thiens group. Thank you for Thiens. Do you know why? When I started taking the supplements, my health changed. And up to today, that is why I look the way you see me. I'm very thankful to Thiens. I usually take chitosan, spirulina, zinc, lecithin, calcium. Without those, oh, I need to search for them all the time. But do you know, I also use aura stone, the comb for blood pressure. And also, I have the machine that helps me to massage. So I'm very grateful to Thiens. May I tell you, every morning when I wake up, I say, "Thank you, God, for introducing me to Thiens. God, help my daughters, help my children, Thiens." And that is why I clap for Thiens. They have really pushed me very well, aiming higher all the time. And above all, do you know, all my life is shining now. Why? Very soon, I'll be getting a vehicle, and I have it. That is why I'm very excited and happy about it. Thiens, long live, because I will always enjoy the life at this age. I had to look for passport, which I never dreamt about before, to travel to far countries. And if I go to France, where I have never been, I also managed to go to London to see my daughter who is living there. It is such a nice thing this age, driving a car. And may I remind you, the first car that I had was a small car, and now I'm expecting to drive a larger car. Look at me on the way driving, enjoying like other young people. How happy when they see me on the road again. Because I remember very well, by that time when I was driving that small car, that is when I had an accident. And this part of cheek here you see, there is a cut. It reminds me of a car that I can drive. So I'm happy to Thiens. Thank you, Thiens. You know, this Bronze Lion group, that is where I enjoy all these things. that I'm talking about. And I know I have other people who are working behind me in Ethiopia and in Kenya, in Dubai and Somalia. May I say, all what I have talked about, I'm very, very happy to Thiens. Can you imagine an old lady who never dreamt of going by air at this age? Oh, wonderful. May God give me this chance for me to see, to feel, and glorify at this age. I'm very much encouraged by the work done by Thiens. As well, I remember that they come from China, and the China group is building roads very near where I live. So very soon when I get a vehicle, I'll be driving there and I'll be enjoying very straight without any problems to my home. Going in, coming out will be very easy. So China has done a good job. For all those young people should continue to work hard with the Thiens, those who have joined, so that they can do more and they can enjoy their life at an early age before they get old. Now, you may understand very well that it's very easy work done by young people because they can run very swift. And again, they know how to approach people without getting bored. Now, it is good for everyone to try, and especially those people who will be seeing me driving my own car at this age. They might ask, where did you get this car? And I encourage them to join Thiens. They should not give up, so that as well one day in lifetime, they will come across such a award. As I'm waiting, I'm going to drive my own car with this joy, and I'm very happy. Furthermore, I would encourage all people to come to make use of these food supplements, because they mean health is wealth. As I walk, as I do my work, I have seen many women and men of my age who look outdated. And so please come and try and use these supplements. By so doing, we create new atmosphere and we live ever happily. Remembering Thiens has done a lot to us. Keep it up.